Right guys, welcome back. So this is going to be video number 3 of how I lay laminate flooring, and in this video I finish laying the laminate and all that's left to do is add the trim around the outer edges to cover the expansion gap. So I've decided to make this video a little bit shorter, and there's going to be one final video and that's going to be the trim. So look out for that in the next day or two. But without further ado, let's crack on with the video. Right, so now I'm going to start the biggest bedroom of the two, but before I can even start laying the floor, just take a listen to these floorboards. It's been boarded and nailed on. I hate nails for that very reason. So I bought myself some flooring screws and I'm going to whack a load of screws in and see if that makes any difference. I've only got 250 screws, so I'm going to try and use them sparingly, but hopefully it might make a little bit of difference. And I'm going to be putting the screws where all the nails are, because if they've got nails in the floor, I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of fixing underneath. Right, so I've been round, pounded all the nails down and whacked in a load of screws. I've concentrated more in the middle of the room. Still squeaks a little bit, but I think it's better. Definite improvement on what it was. Right, so because this is a slightly smaller area than downstairs, I've prepped the entire floor, and now I can just come in and start laying. I'm probably not going to film a lot of this because it is pretty much the same, but I will tell you I'm going to be starting at the door frame. I've undercut both sides, and then the first row I'm just going to cut a small section out along the wall and then leave it longer about here, and then I'll push that in underneath the door frame both sides, and then I can just work my way back. But I'll show you that once I've cut the first board. And the only other difficult bit, well, not difficult, but is the radiators. But because these are so close to the wall, normally what you would do is you'd mark out the distance from the wall to the pipe, then you drill a hole and then just make 2 cuts, and then once you fit the board you just put the bit back in. But I'm probably not even going to bother with that because the beading is going to more or less go up to the, I doubt I'll even get the beading behind the pipe, so I'm just going to leave that bit, just notch out the end. Right, so in this room I'm going to be running it towards the light, so long ways. I'm starting at the door frame because that's the only really the only difficult bit in the project that's got to go under like both door frames. So what I've done, I've notched the first board, and basically what that's going to allow me to do is slide that under there. Check to make sure I've got a small expansion gap there, which I have. So you can see it tucks underneath that door frame, right in the corner, and you can see it sits nicely under that door frame. And then obviously transition strip, and the beading will stop on the end down here. Other than that, all I've got to do is trim up until the end of this wall. So I've got to do the same thickness as this, and then I can just start knocking it out then. It should go a lot quicker. And the reason I've started at the door frame is because if you work from the opposite wall and come this way, trying to lock the last board in and get it to sit neatly under the frame is nigh on impossible. So start there and work away. So end of day 3. I say day, can't really call it a day because I didn't start until gone 11, so just got that little bit to do in the corner. It's basically another room done. If I sound out of breath, that's because I'm bloody knackered. And it's hot. But happy with it, as you can see. Don't worry about that bit because that's where the transition strip goes. All nicely under the door frame. Same that side. Beading to cover up this gap. Nicely underneath the door frame that side. Probably the slowest floor layer in the history of floor layers, but I am more than happy with the job. I don't think, I don't know, can't work out whether pounding all the nails down on the subfloor and putting a load of screws in really made any difference, but I suppose it might have done. Yeah, day 3. Right, now on day 4, and the last room, which is the smallest bedroom. So hopefully this won't take me too long once I get it going, and then it'll just be the beading. Right, 3 o'clock, day 4. I started this, I think, Saturday lunchtime until about 5:30. Then I've done Sunday from about 11 till about 5:30. Monday, I done about 11, half 11 till half 5. And today we actually got here a bit earlier. I got here about 8 and it's now 3 o'clock. So over the course of 4 days, this is the end result. I've still got to do the beading, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to have a bit of an earlier finish today. So let's give you the guided tour. So from the front door all the way down the hallway, straight through, no transitional strip, straight through into the living room. All the living room done. Hasn't been mopped yet, it is a bit dusty still. All I've done is given it a quick vacuum. That's the downstairs done. You can take a walk upstairs. So this is the biggest bedroom. That's the door off the smaller bedroom. I've got to actually trim that down, but not doing that yet. And then we come out into the last and smaller bedroom. Really happy with the job. I think it looks fantastic. Still got the beading to do, obviously, but that is going to take a little while to do that. But overall, really pleased with the way it's turned out. Right guys, well that is the flooring down. And the last job to do is add the trim around the perimeter just to finish the job off. So look out for the next video, video number 4, where I'll be adding the trim and showing you how I go about doing that. I hope it's been of some use to someone and you've enjoyed the little tips that I've shown, which I use to make the job easier. So look out for the next video. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, especially if you're into woodworking, DIY and tool reviews. So until the next video, stay safe and you'll see me in the next one. Cheers for watching guys.